week 10. And that's all I can recall, Your Grace. Considering how much I drank that night, it's quite remarkable I remember anything. Surely you can remember more than that? Did you see anything suspicious? Anyone wandering off where they shouldn't? Lady Lena was staring at Lorsulia's dress a bit too much, if you ask me, but nothing else, I'm afraid. And we are glad your daughter has been found safe and well. I think we have examined all the guests, Your Grace. And we haven't heard anything out of the ordinary. Talus's soldiers were the main bulk of our army. Solving the murder case will surely convince Ivo to aid us in battle. Whoever did poison Talus must have planned it out to the smallest detail. If you find any leads, do let me know, Your Grace. Talus wasn't anyone's favorite person, but you'd need to have a very good reason to murder the King of Atana. We mustn't lose focus on our main goal, however. Rodovia won't wait for us to resolve this. In this situation, we shan't rely on Talus's, Ivo's army. We need to seek help from other lords in case we can't convince Ivo in time. As for the army, we'll need to reach out to our neighboring lords, make allies, sign treaties. Sounds like you're in quite a pickle, Your Grace. You're still here? Speaking of allies, treaties, etc., I have a hefty army waiting for orders. I can throw in some extra gold and supplies to aid you too. 230 men and 6 gold. What's the catch? You do want something in return, I presume? There's from Pendle, Your Grace. He stopped delivering spices to my associates in Branca. Turmeric, caraway, anise. Food's as bland as hell without all those. Persuade Lurs to renew my deliveries, and my men will aid you in this battle, Your Grace. I'll see what can be done. Very well, Your Grace. Now that's a start. We should invite Lurs over, see what we can do. I've also marked areas of interest on the map. It might be worth checking them. Maybe we can find a piece of gold or two. We don't know when Rodovia will show up, but we need to start preparing for the battle as soon as possible. I've made a note of things we can do in our weekly summary, Your Grace. We should be able to deny payment for our agents. We can't expect them to work if you don't pay them, but we can at least save a coin. Maintaining our army will also cost us supplies. It only gets more difficult from now on, Your Grace. Oh, and here are the petitioners. Perhaps the servant will shine some light on our case? Oh. Oh gosh. The wedding took a sudden turn when King Talus was poisoned. Turning the blame on Eric, the new king, Ivo, has taken away the promised army together with King Eric's daughter Lusulia. The only way to convince Ivo of Eric's innocence was to find out who was responsible for Talus's death. After his father's sudden death during the royal wedding, Ivo became the king of Atana with Lusulia by his side. After Talus's death, it was King Eric's interest to find out who was responsible for the murder in order to receive help from Ivo. After questioning the wedding guests, nothing useful was learned. Eric has assigned the task of solving the murder to his advisor while he focuses on strengthening his army. Lord Etton's spice supply was discontinued. The Lord is asking for help renewing the deliveries in exchange for military aid. Lord Etton's request was to talk to Lurs from Pendle in order to fix the delivery problem. Anything else? Flood damages. The recent rainy weather damaged our pantry roof and dungeon. We should repair them when possible. Alright. To send agents to explore locations, simply select the location in the magnifying glass icon. Okay, well, we have not... We don't have the general right now. That's fine. Allies. Ooh! To prepare for battle, you need to make alliances with lords. Some lords will provide extra gold or supplies in addition to their army offer. Lord offerings are shown to the right of their profile. Yes, let's invite Lurs. Great. Dear Father, we've arrived. Atana is nothing like Davern. The vast streets of Hagos expand endlessly, it seems. Asalia would love to get lost here. The journey was tiring, but the views have compensated for everything. Sadani would have made your ears fall off with all her questions if she saw the landscapes here. The cliffs and rocks span across the whole of Atana. It makes you feel very small. On top of all these rocks, there lies Hagos, like a nest looking over everything. Now I understand why they use the griffin as their banner. I'm really sorry for the last weeks we spent together. Hug Mother for me. Yours, Lusulia. Yes, Etana can be very pretty, but also very dangerous. You don't want to be caught out in the rural windstorms. We should reply to Lusulia, tell her it was good to hear from her. Of course, what should I ask her about? Maybe the girls have some questions. Of course, let me know when you're ready to write the letter. How can I be of service, Your Grace? Investigation progress. I prepared a table for you with the overview of all the evidence. When we find evidence items, they will be shown on there, together with the information we've gathered about each one. We can question lords about the items we've found so far. Tell me about the kingdom. Change. That's fine. That's all for now. Servant. You have called for me, Your Grace? Tell me what happened during the wedding night. I don't know, Your Grace. I was only bringing food and drinks, like I was told. I'm so sorry, Your Grace. I swear I did nothing by the gods. Please don't punish me. I swear, I didn't know these drinks were poisoned. I only picked them up from the kitchen and brought them to the ceremony. I swear I didn't know, Your Grace. Calm down, it's alright. I wasn't saying you did anything. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this. I promise my family, Your Grace, I know nothing. But the dungeon guard might know something. He mentioned that he saw someone in the wine cellar that night. I don't know anything else, though, I swear. I believe that narrows our search, then. You may go, but don't leave Davern until after the royal trial. Thank you, Your Grace. Your Grace, my son, a disgrace to the family. I sent him to gather some brushwood in the forest. It turns out he's too dumb to find his way back home. Do you think you could help us find him? I mean, there's no rush. I'm sorry. There's no way I can help. You could always try asking the neighboring villages. Ask around. Oh, it's fine. Although, that's one less mouth to feed. Although, I'll miss his ugly face. Yes, little one? Yes, hello. Yes, Carrie Gale, what are you doing? Oh, you've got your mouse. Oh, here you go. Here. Fetch. She does actually play fetch, it's great. Eric assigned the task of solving the murder to his advisor, while he focuses on strengthening the army. It was clear that the royal servant who brought the poison wine to Talos was just a pawn used in a bigger game. He did prove useful to us, however. The servant said that the dungeon guard might have some useful information. Great. Everybody's green today. Yes, Father? I hate that you had to see that. Yeah, the wedding didn't really go to plan, did it? No, what happened was terrible. The wedding went fairly well until then. Lorsulia was even considering dancing. She looked very beautiful in her dress. I really miss her, Father. I miss her too, Az. Your sister has arrived safely in Etana. She said you would love it there. I'm sure I would if I ever got to leave this castle. You would be able to leave the castle if you behaved better. Yeah, right. When you write to Lorsulia, can you ask her about Ivo? What is he like? I just can't imagine having to leave here and live with some strange man. If there's any free space in the letter, I'll ask her. Thank you. Stay safe. Let's... Oh, nope, okay. Alright, my youngest is not in here. Sidani, I told you not to be in here. Your Grace? How are you doing? Is everything alright, Sidani? Last week's events were quite distressing for all of us. I don't understand why this would happen. How could someone eat Smudge? Dusty is gone and now Smudge is, well, Smudge is 6 feet underground. But then again, I just couldn't dig that deep, so I just covered him with a rock. It's so boring here without Luli. You promised you'd convince her to stay. Is she even going to visit us? Let's give her some time to settle first, and then we'll arrange to bring her for a dinner. Do you think she could bring Dusty? I don't think so, Sidoni. He's a cat, and they don't like to be locked up in a cage for hours. I'll find a new pet before she comes, then. Lucretia wrote a letter. I'm about to reply something to her. Do you want me to say anything from you? Ooh, yes! Tell her I'm taking her bedchamber. Mother let me. Or, no. Tell her Asalia read her diary. Excuse you, what are you doing? No, that's not right. They have very limited space, silly pickle. So I can only say one thing? Yes. Oh, this is too big of a decision. I will come to you later when I think of something good enough. Fine, don't worry about it too much. She'll write more letters. But the first one is the most important. Well, come and see me whenever you're ready. Goodbye. See you later, silly pickle. Darling? What happened at the wedding was awful. I still can't believe Talus was poisoned. It could have been me. Do you think Lucretia will be alright? Ivo seemed very upset. I'm sure she'll be fine. As soon as we find out who's responsible for this, we can renew our treaty with Ivo. Who could have done something so terrible? It must have been one of the guests. We are gathering evidence. When we have enough proof, we'll call the royal trial. Alright, darling. Let's hope it gets resolved quickly. I think I'll get some rest. I'll let you rest. Lucretia sent a letter. Our daughter has arrived safely. She seems to like Atana. I'm quite jealous of her. Atana is a beautiful place. Their castle is much better than ours, too. I hope she'll learn her way around soon. I'm sure she will, darling. When you write to her, tell her I'm sending my best wishes to both of them. Ask her how she's dealing with all of these new things, and what has she been doing without her sisters. Of course, I don't want to write her a full-length book, but I'll see what I can do. Thank you, my darling. See you later. Fine, I'll stay here. How can I help you, Grace? I've heard you know something about Talus's death? Tell me what happened during the wedding night. The servant said you saw someone? Saw someone? No, but I have found this. Some kind of tooth, I think. How did you obtain this item? I was guarding the prisoners, your grace. Well, I might have had a drink or two with the other guards. It was a time to celebrate, after all. I never left the dungeons, of course. Until the end of my watch, that is. What happened at the end of your watch? Well, I was doing the usual check of all the cellars. Yes, a little unsteady, but that's where I found the tooth. Where exactly did you find this? In the wine cellar, your grace. I didn't see anyone going in there, though. Well, they probably crept in while you were busy drinking. I'm sorry, your grace. I really didn't mean for anything bad to happen. Do you have anything to do with Talus's death? It would be very much in your interest that the deal doesn't go through. How can I do anything from behind these bars? I've got to say, whoever killed your king has put you in a difficult spot. You don't say. A big pointy animal or monster tooth? We don't have big creatures around the castle. Someone must have lost it. I have a lead on the investigation. I found some clues that might lead us to the person who's behind Talus's death. What have you found? This animal tooth is a very exotic thing. We don't have dragons anywhere near Davern. A guard found it in the wine cellar. It could be from a merchant or someone who's dealt with big beasts before. Maybe take it to a hunter. See if he can tell exactly where exactly this tooth came from. We don't have a hunter in the castle. I'll ask Audrey to put a word out that we're looking for one. That's all I found. Alright, let's go back to Audrey then. Investigation progress. Alright, yep. Oh, I can't take it to Audrey. Okay. Let's write a letter to Lucilia. Of course, what should I write? Ask her about Ivo. Ask her about her husband, Ivo. What is he like as a husband? How's he dealing with his father's death? And say that I wish to give him my condolences. Mention that we are working on finding the murderer. Very well, Your Grace. I will write her a letter. We shall anticipate a reply within a couple weeks. Cool. Is there anything else before I go? No. Okay. End it. Your army needs food and supplies to stay maintained and ready for the battle. The bigger army you have, the more supplies it will cost to maintain it. To pay the army upkeep, simply click on the pay button. You'll see the cost added in the summary below. If you don't pay the army upkeep cost, you'll lose some soldiers. Okay. Oh, wow. Gain 10 army per week. That would be good. General will be available during the battle. Let's pay Stan this time. Can we get more generals? You've called for me, Your Grace? I've heard about spices. I heard that you've stopped supplying Bronco with some resources. Spices, I believe? I suspect you've been speaking to Etten. He traded my spices with the process to get fortune dabs. Some call it Dipu Dabu. But the most commonly known by the name of Oracle Dust. I've heard about Rodovia. I can help if you aid me in return. What's Oracle Dust? It has medicinal uses, of course, but also recreational, highly addictive. It's particularly popular amongst priests and the like. Something about spiritual enlightenment. Makes a lot of coin, but ultimately costs people's lives. I want no part in this. Shame I'm losing sales, though. Process. That's far away. I've heard enough. Your Grace, I urge you to help me curtail Etten's plans. Do not buy any Oracle Dust. And if you hear of anyone trying to sell dust, don't hesitate to put them in the dungeons. If anything suspicious happens, make sure I'm the first to know. If you do the right thing here, but be sure my army will stand by your side when the war begins. 200 soldiers, and I can help with 6 supplies. I hear Etten is selling dust near Kaski. The first step in the right direction would be to stop their deliveries. I'll first talk to Etten. Don't let the buffoon get under your skin, Your Grace. I found this in my wine cellar. Can you tell me anything about it? Looks like a healthy animal, no holes or chips. I'm not sure what animal it could have come from. I'm not much of an expert on beasts. Something suspicious. Alright, that's all. That's all for now. As you wish, Your Grace. I'm sorry for what I said last time, Your Grace. I cannot think straight sometimes. The thing is, someone is after me. But how can I find out who it is? I don't have a clue. If I tell anyone what I know, then they will know, and that is worse, right? How can I help you? How can I help you if you won't tell me exactly what's happening? Your Grace, you don't understand. Tell me what you did to make someone want to come after you. I saw a man and... No, that's not it. I don't know. I can't tell you, Your Grace. What if this person is listening? I think we both have had enough of this. You will spend some time in our dungeons. I knew it! I knew it was you! Calm down, it's going to be alright. The guard by the exit will take care of you. I'll come and see you later. Your Grace, men with monsters on their banners came ravaging our village. They set our barn on fire. It wasn't long before the flames spread to other buildings. The village is still burning. Most of our supplies are already lost. Please, send us some help. Here are the supplies. I believe that should be enough to get you back up and running. Your Grace, that is very kind. Your good deeds will spread far, I'm sure. Your Grace, I hate that Lursulia is left already. She looked very pretty in her dress. She would look beautiful in any dress. I already miss her father. When I have a wedding, can I wear the same dress? Of course you can, Sidani. Mother said Lursulia sent a letter and that she's fine. Have you already replied to her? Have you asked about Dusty? I haven't asked her about Dusty yet. Can you please ask Lursulia about the cat, Father? Where does he sleep? What does he eat? Is he alive even? I will ask her about Dusty. Yes, Sidani, I will ask her about the cat. Thank you, Father. I mean, Your Grace. Father, you promised to practice sword fighting with me, remember? Maybe we could try later today? Please? Of course, I'll see you in the gardens once I'm done here. We should invite Lord Etten, Your Grace. Make sure what Lurs is saying is true before we decline Etten's alliance. You can find Etten on the Allies panel. He should be here next week if we send a pigeon immediately. Yep, we'll invite him. Invitation sent. Great. I'd like to invite Lena. Lena's got some good shit for us. Joven, too. Map. Oh, wait. Cancel. Let's go to Kasky, yeah. General sent. Archives. Shit. Okay. Investigation. After questioning the dungeon guard, King Eric has inferred that someone entered the wine cellar on the wedding night, but whoever it was, they lost a big animal tooth that could be used to trace them. It turned out that Etten was trading spices in order to get oracle dust. Lurs doesn't approve of trading such addictive substances and asks the king to help him stop this nasty business. There are two things Lord Lurs asked for: imprison anyone who's selling oracle dust, and visit Kasky and close the oracle dust trading stand. The man visited us once again. This time King Eric decided it would be best to imprison him, as he might be a danger to himself. Sidani was quite upset after someone tried to eat her pet snail. The king promised her that she will eventually be able to see Lursulia. Dusty was a very important member of the family for Sidani. The king has promised to ask about him next time he writes to Lursulia. King decided to leave it. The father didn't seem too bothered about it. King decided to give villagers supplies to help. Alright, investigation program. Alright. Is this the evidence table? I'm not sure. And where's our witch? Yes, Father? How's your practice? Are you ready? Hey, that was good. Ha, I know. Act. Too slow. Have you heard about Sidani? What happened? I told her she should find a pet that can actually do something besides being disgusting. She's been leaving bait in the garden since then. Nothing has been showing up, but so I took one of the stuffed skunks from the hall and put it behind the bush. In the evening, I told her something took her bait. When she saw a huge skunk half her size, she panicked. She grabbed my sword. She could barely lift it. It was hilarious. She kept hitting the poor skunk, but it wouldn't budge. Poor Sidani. She wouldn't hurt an animal. Mother heard her scream. She came and ruined everything. Sidani actually cried when she found out that the thing was stuffed. Oh, Salia. Come on, Father. You have to admit this is funny. No, it's not. Sidani must have been very scared. I still can't believe she would pick up a sword, though. You need to stop pulling those pranks on her. Something could happen. Oh, you're no fun at all. We should end it here. I better check on Sidani. Eric and Aurelia always thought that Asalia would grow out of pulling silly pranks on her sisters, but now they're realizing that it's not something you grow out of. Your Grace, do you want to talk about the skunk? Salia told me what happened. Well, I just got scared. I didn't know what else to do. It was dark out there and the eyes were shiny. I was worried you'd be mad at me for bringing monsters to the castle, so I just took Asalia's sword. I'm sorry I ruined your stuffed animal, Father. I hope you forgive me. Of course I forgive you. It was just an old stuffed skunk. It was going to get rid of it anyways. You were very brave, but I don't want you running around with that sword again, alright? Fine, I won't. Fine. Can we buy a pet for Sidani? I'll drop some gold on that. How are you doing there? Oh, Your Grace. It feels safer in here. I don't have to worry about anyone coming after me. I have my friend here, and no one can come inside. I just wish I'd asked you to imprison me straight away, Your Grace. I'm glad you feel safer. You're right, no one's going to come looking for you. I owe you my life, Your Grace. Let me just give you my army. I won't need them. I'll just stay here. You have an army? Yes, I know, but I couldn't tell them what's been going on, or it could have been one of them. Yes, of course. You can stay here as long as you like, Pietro. Let the guard know if you need anything. Thank you, Your Grace. 4 men's not really an army, but thank you. Do you have everything you need? Yes, sturdy walls, steel bars, a personal guard. Wait! There's nowhere to run! Alright, that's everything for the day. Oh. No, okay. That's it, okay. Great. Okay. This gold payment fucking sucks, man. I have a lot of resources. We could do the carnival. Let's do the carnival. Gain 5 boost to contentment, 1 use. I don't know what that means. We'll pay Stan again.